G'day and welcome to this week's video. This week we're going to have a look at dividend reinvestment plans, so DRP. It's something that people have used for decades in Australia, where the income that they get as a dividend is reinvested automatically back into the business and acquiring more shares. So that's something that Commonwealth Bank has done a lot in over the time, a number of the banks, and it's been a fantastic way for people to accumulate substantial holdings. So I'll go through the two things I actually don't like about dividend reinvestment plans, and I'll go through one that I do, which I've probably already hinted at already. So one of the things I don't like about it from a taxation point of view, you've got multiple cost base. So generally dividends are paid twice per year. So that's two new cost bases, so you're acquiring a small amount of shares each time. So there's two new sets of cost bases each year in addition to your original purchase price. So you might have $10,000 going to Commonwealth Bank, and then they pay out $500 a year, so $500 will have one cost base, and then the next $500 in 6 months' time will have a new cost base. So tracking the cost bases with technology has definitely become easier, but it's still got to be tracked. And not everyone, if we say, "Oh, look, when did you buy these shares, and do you have the cost base for each one?" We're more than likely often backtracking to work out what that looks like, to understand what the real cost base is. So thankfully, technology has definitely helped us with that, but it's still got to be done at some stage. The other thing that I don't like is I really want to control the next purchases that we make. So businesses change. You may not want to continue to invest into the business that you already own. So rather than small amounts invest into the one company, there may be other businesses that we feel more strongly about at that particular point in time. So I'd prefer cash to build up and to invest a more meaningful lump sum into the next business. Now, definitely worth thinking about, what do I like about it? Well, it's forced savings. As I said at the start of the video, people have accumulated really substantial holdings just by this constant dividend reinvestment. So rather than getting a small amount each 6 months, they'll easily be spent, which I've seen done all the time. The money is just automatically reinvested. It doesn't take discipline, it just happens. And I've seen, particularly with Commonwealth Bank, back when it was Colonial back in the day, people had their Colonial policies, Colonial demutualised, they got Colonial shares, Colonial taken out by CommBank, and they just kicked off dividend reinvestment right from 2000. So nearly 19-20 years later, those holdings are really quite substantial because of that. So that forced savings element, I think, can't be overlooked. And these days there's quite a few active ETFs, and I think of Magellan Financial Group has a couple out there. That's MGG and MHH. So when you dividend reinvest with them, instead of receiving the dividends, you give it back to them to buy more units in the fund. These are an ETF, they're a product like a managed fund. They will give you a discount of 5% to do so. So that's pretty attractive option for a lot of people. Again, you are accumulating lots of different cost bases, but that's something that can be tracked depending on the software you use and how good you are to make sure that you are noting down the transactions. Please keep in mind it's general advice only. MHH and MGG are very good products, but you've got to do your own research. Please get financial advice. And at the end, there's a general advice disclaimer. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate for those that have subscribed. For those that haven't, be fantastic if you would. Really appreciate it. We'll catch you next week. Thanks for listening.